How do you know that you're doing well in your business? Would you mind to reflect this? How do you know that you're doing well in the business? How do you know that you're doing well in business? Is it happiness? Is it money? Is it many customers? Is it doing so much, not having time for yourself? So how do we measure business? What is measurement? It is that act of quantifying the performance of an organization, the organizational unit, matters, goods and services, processes. How do we measure our processes? How do we measure our people? How do we measure our various business activities? The act of quantifying that performance, quantitatively, qualitatively. How are we doing? Do we have a performance scorecard? Are we able to identify performance gaps? Do we know where we are? Do we know the issues that we are facing? How are we going to make accomplishments to our vision, our mission, our workforce, our objectives? What we have, our stock markets, our stockholders, who are very important. That's our main today. For how you are measured, how you measure is how you perform. How you measure is how you perform. Checking your vision, checking your mission, checking your dreams. There's another thing very important after discovering and dreaming of your business. You need to design it. In which model shall it take? You need to document. Because the beginning of measurement comes from documentation. If it's not documented, how do you measure? How do you know where you are? If you don't have a dashboard, how do you know? And when you're able to dream, discover, design, then document, and you'll definitely deliver, and you will be able to measure. So how you measure is how you perform. Why we measure activities? Focus staff attention on the task of the desired outcome. Many a times we have a challenge in business, be able to take our staff into real outcome that is required. What is this that today you are supposed to do and accomplish? Do you have a plan? In that plan, do you have tasks that we can measure? That we can say by the end of the day today, what did we do? This is a big challenge that is in many businesses, small and big. How do you know? What did you do? At the end of the day, can you write down what you have done? In the beginning of the day, did you diarize what you need to do? So that at the end of the day, you can be able to see what you achieved, what you did not achieve. For what gets measured, gets done. And this starts always with planning. You need to plan your day as that measure, put your activities, and be able to evaluate it at that end of every day. Then you are able to create a feedback cycle of performance. Be able to know, my day, how was it? My week, how was it? My month, how was it? And this guides people's behavior proactively. You need not to be pushed by anybody. You need to own your own life, your own business, because every human being is a business by itself. Then you're incorporated in a big business venture. Then from there, each one of us, what's our plan? What do we do? It helps guide our behavior, our thinking, our culture. And this is why it provides an objective and effective basis for decision making. You can't control what you cannot measure. Said by Tom Zimaco, that if you cannot control, then you cannot measure. And how can you control? It's only by having a plan, an objective, the tasks that you're going to achieve, and evaluate them. Allocate tasks to deliver. Hold workers accountable for performance. But as we account workers accountable for performance, does each one of us able to account and be able to to be accountable for their performance. So you need, first of all, to derive a point that this is the point. This is the point of knowing that I'll have reached there. How do you measure if you can't understand? First, you need to know where you're going. You need to understand it. You are going to Mombasa, for example, or you are coming to Nairobi. When you reach to Mombasa, how do you know that you have reached there? What is that point that you know that you have reached there? Then you need to understand that place where you're going. You need to understand the business, the graphical way of your business, or that mental picture, the forward mental picture, that how does success look to you? So that when you understand it, then you can control towards that direction. When you control, then you can improve by having various measures, which we want to look together in this program. What are those measures? We need to understand the Musi model: measure, understand, control, improve. If you can't measure, you can't understand. If you can't understand, then you cannot control what you don't understand. If you cannot control, then how would you improve? When we are looking at the strategic objectives of the business that you're running, we need to ask ourselves, matters when we get the customer, what shall happen? We need more customers to increase our revenue. We need more customers to increase our revenue whilst managing our costs so that we can increase profitability. That's very important for us to know when you're running business. Number one, financial. We need to increase revenue. How do you increase revenue? You need more customers. You need to provide more opportunities to the customers to buy from you. You need to improve the clarity of your offering. What are you offering to the customer? Are you letting customers know? Are you creating awareness? Are you creating the desire for them to know your products and buy them? Are you improving market perception of your provision and your services? Are you satisfying those customers? Because when satisfied customers come, then there's a reduction, the operating costs get reduced, and you're able to deliver more profitability. Attracting more customers uses more money, but it's fundamental important to increase the customer base. Develop your database. Be able to measure your customer satisfaction. Be able to measure your customer engagement. Be able to measure your customer development initiatives, so that we can be able to decrease costs and increase revenue, thus increasing our profitability. For our customers to be happy, we need to improve offering our selections, how our information services are, our stock reliability, our cost control measures, so that we can be able to have the proper policies and procedures. You need to have policies on improvement of various regulatory frameworks, so that we can be able to deliver the policies, the regulatory frameworks, because we work with county government. We work with different authorities in our country. How are you going to be compliant so that you can be able to deliver appropriately to the customer? Are you the person who goes with your vehicle? If you're in distribution, then you don't pay council parking fees. What happens? You lose more, because when it gets clamped, you waste a lot of time. Are you following the regulatory framework? Are you paying the VAT, or are you paying the necessary government taxes? Because when your business for growth does not able to capture that, does not able to deliver that, does not remain focused on that, then it means you cannot grow your business to the corporate level, whereby your business is open for scrutiny to the outside world and to government. And our people, we need to get the right people so that we can improve our knowledge skill set, improve our technology. What technology are we using? How shall we know what technology is good? We need to keep open to various activities that are happening in the world today. COVID came, is with us. Are we able still, having gotten an advantage of people appreciating technology, like what today we are doing. We can be able to connect the whole of the world through technology, provided one has logged in. Our supply chain, how are we intending to improve our organizational capacity to deliver more to our customers so that we increase our profitability, our customer satisfaction, that fulfillment to us as individuals, that whatever we set to do, whatever we touch with our hands, it is value, not only to ourselves, but the community that we serve. So having the strategic objectives, the strategy map for every business, it is fundamental, important, so for us to be able to measure. So we want to look at various types of measurements. So when you're looking at financial revenue, when you go to the balance sheet, to the profit and loss account, the first thing that happens in any business is the total turnover. In any business, you must first start with revenue, whilst that is customer sales, customer perspective. How much are we able to generate revenue? Because for us to get revenue, we must be able to have the total sales, the goods that we have when we sell them, or the services we have when we sell them. Then there's what's called cost of goods sold. The opening stock, if you're inside of business goods, take your opening stock, add the purchases you have made, you have done over the accounting period, then less the closing stock at the end of the month. So you need to be flexible, you need to be agile. I tell this to many people, employees, employers, you need to be agile. You have to design flexibility, volume flexibility, so that you can able to enhance the number of customer connections, number of engineering changes, assembly line change over time. You cannot stick and say you cannot deliver because of certain policies that, but remember the fact all policies must serve delivering customer and profitability. So that when profitability comes, we will have money to be able to engage. And also when we have better process, profitability, we must again differentiate profitability from cash flow. You may be profitable, but if you're not collecting your debt, you will not have cash to run your business. You have to be flexible, you have to be knowledgeable, you have to continuously thank God for the agility in us that we can be able to see. But in business, do not forget, profitability is not everything. There is also what we call as cash flow. Are you fluid to run business? The lifeline, the blood of any business is cash flow. That's why you go to the bank. You may be profitable, yes, with many billions, but you don't have cash flow. You need a financial partner to provide you with cash. But not only providing cash, you need also to have the ability to collect that money that you sold or gave service. Yes, not always leading in the pending bills category in all organizations that happen. You'll be able to show that you have a very big, you have a very big turnover, you have a very big business, you have very good profits. But if you only exist in the pending bills category, be it in government and whatever else, you're not collecting that cash, you cannot be sustainable. The business can collapse. So you must be able to know where you are selling, where you're giving your product, that you are able to collect you a cash. And even this happens to the people who are in employment. Do be fair to your business, to your organization. You need to collect debt. If it's loan, you give loans, you need to collect them. If you're in insurance, ensure that you are paid the premiums. If you're in the egg business, my good friend from Kisumu, you're in egg business, when you sell eggs, make sure you are also paid for the product you have given. And if for some few days, write it down. You need contracts, and that is a measure of keeping people being real, where real is rare. Ensure you have documentation. So innovation and learning, new product development, we need to continuously innovate in all our processes, in all our doing, for us to enhance our performance.